we are happy to welcome Tiffany with us. Tiffany is also another one of our board members, very active. We are honored to have her on our board. But before we start, we always like to get to know everybody a little bit better. So, Tiffany, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Tiffany Prout-Leitao, and I started dancing at 11 years old. So when I started performing professionally at 18 years old, I thought it was going to be one of those things where I had to dance my whole entire life. And I started teaching at an early age, and my career started in hip hop, doing a lot of backup dancing, and I was an opening act for a lot of national recording artists. And then I went to Harvard summer dance, and I fell in love with the art of dance. And I ended up getting into a jazz company, a jazz and modern company, and I was afforded the opportunity to travel all over the world. I spent a lot of time in Europe and China and all through the US. And dance has really not only afforded me the opportunity as an artist, but brought me into the business owner realm. I have been an educator for 34 years, and I've owned my dance studios in Massachusetts. They're called Center Stage Dance Academy. I have two locations in Massachusetts, and I'm on my 26th year at a 40-year studio that I started as a dance kid there. So I love the legacy fact that dance brings into our lives. And you know, not only have to just be a performer, a dancer, but you can go into so many different avenues because I work with the National Dance Foundation and I'm also a competition judge. So I've been able to kind of like get a wraparound lifestyle of every avenue in dance. And I think it's just something that's just so heart giving and soul satisfying. And you can actually make a living at it, which a lot of people think you can't.
And that's so important. I know you're so busy with the judging. You do a lot of fabulous things. You teach, you coach other dancers, which is wonderful. Which why we are so happy to have you with us. But what made you want to be a board member at National Dance Foundation, and why is that important to you?
Well, I found the National Dance Foundation because at the time I was working with youth protection advocates for dance. And the dance to me can be, like I said, is like soul giving, life giving, but it can also be a safe space for kids. And when I came upon NDF, it just aligned with the mission that I was already out there trying to make safer and better places for kids. And with NDF having the kindness, inclusion, and community was really important to me. And it stood out that you were trying to make a difference in the lives of kids, not just in the lives of dancers. And I think that was the biggest thing for me, is to make sure that everybody knows that everybody can dance. It can be part of your life, that you don't have to be a certain type to do it or a certain ability. And it really is about community.
And you know what? That is exactly the mission of NDF, because we always go by the hashtag KIC. And you have contributed and brought so much to the foundation in way of ideas and thoughts to really get more people involved. Actually, we have our Proud Partner Initiative, and you have been very influential in help creating that and sustaining that and coming up with some ideas all the time. What would you say, and why is it so encouraging to become a proud partner of National Dance Foundation?
I think as a dance studio owner, sometimes you feel like you're on an island by yourself, or you're out there in the middle of the water in a raft paddling, and you just don't. A lot of times, the dance industry, as big as it is, it's very small from where you live. And a lot of times, people are nervous to reach out because the other local dance studio around them, they feel like is their competition, right? Because we're trying to gain kids when we really need that community aspect. And we need somebody who understands what we're going through, which is why I'm part of other business associations as well, to feel that camaraderie. And I think it's really important for us to get that camaraderie within studios that also have the same mission, just to raise really great kids. And we're actually putting the dance secondary to the community aspect of growing great kids. And so when you get into the partner program, you're getting involved with like-minded studio owners who have that same mission, who the dance is maybe a little bit secondary sometimes because they just want to make sure that kids are growing healthy. They're all getting a chance to dance. It doesn't matter their socioeconomic status. It doesn't matter their ability or anything, but that we can give this beautiful art form to everybody. And I think with the Proud Partners, you're finding other people on rafts. You don't feel like you're on an island so much. You can find camaraderie and even share ideas with other dance studios if you're not doing that directly within your community, as well as now you're getting camaraderie with studios all over the country. So, sharing ideas, I think, is the most important way that we can excel everybody in the industry and not so much gatekeep what we're doing, but make it the dance community that it's designed to be.
I agree. It gives it a great sense of community, and as a proud partner, we encourage them to really even take the lead in what we have coming up as National Dance Week, which is in April 19th to the 28th. The important thing is you touched upon, that 1 hour a week rec dancer is just as important as the one who is immensely talented. And that's what this community brings together, a chance to dance for everyone. That's why we run our essay and poster contest, because sometimes our best dancers could be our best writers.
And you
There's
know what? A lot of times our best dancers, are dancers that aren't as committed to the dance aspect or the competitive aspect can be some of our greatest leaders because the skills that we're giving them are training them to be the leaders in anything that they do as they get older, because it is so much more than just great dancing.
I agree. And we have a lot of student ambassadors, especially from your studio. Why is that so important? Again, it goes back to really that nurturing and that leadership. But why are you so strongly encouraged about the student ambassador program?
Well, I started my own nonprofit arm over 20 years ago for my studio to get the kids out in the community dancing. As a child, my mom worked in nursing homes and I would go with her. And I remember she sang professionally, which she gave me the bug to want to be on the stage. And I can remember one day I was, a 12-year-old kid not wanting to be there one day. And it was Christmas. I was getting ready I wanted to go home and I went to work with her. And she said, after she got the residents ready for their dinner, she said, well, I'm going to sing and I want you to dance. And I was just like, but I want to go home. It's Christmas. And she looked right in my eyes and said, God gave us a gift and we need to reach out and give it to others. And that was a big slam to me at 12 to say, wait a second, that's right. We have gifts and we need to give them to others. And so my whole life's work as an educator has been also to get these kids to recognize that not even just dancing, but they all have gifts to give. And it's important for us to give them to others and bring them out to the community. And I think showing kids also that there's so much more out there than just maybe their phones or what fit they need to wear right now because it's trendy, or what social media platform to be on. And I think kids are under so much stress now, and of having to fit in and having to the whole keep up with the Joneses now because of social media. I think it's such a beautiful place where they know that they can give back. And as we know, gratitude and giving actually gives us more than receiving.
Correct.
And I see such a difference in them when they are part of an organization that they're giving back to the community and what it gives them as people. And it transfers into every aspect of their life. And so
That's the key. It transfers into every aspect of their life.
And I
That
think
is
that's
so
what dance does. Dance can transfer. When you're on stage, you're putting yourself out there, whether you're performing or competing. And where do you need that? You need that in a boardroom. You need that to stand up and say something, whether it's high school or college or in a job. So raising these great leaders to understand that service is just as important, and that it's even more important because you get so much out of it. And again, them, being able to get together and do things together also is getting them to branch out to meet other kids from all over the country. And it's not about competition. They can be anyone, they can be any level, they can still contribute. So I think the one greatest thing about our ambassadors is they don't have to be the perfect dancer to
correct.
give. It's important. They can be an ambassador without having to audition to be that perfect dancer. They just need to have the heart to be really great kids and
Correct.
and provide service. And then getting that in return, my dancers, I just keep getting more and more ambassadors every year because they also, we've partnered with Love Michael and they've, we've done fundraisers to donate to Love Michael. We have a now fully funded special needs program at our studio. That way we understand that, every dancer has a different ability and that's okay.
Right.
So I think NDF just shows them that it's not just them too in their studio that maybe is doing the giving or whatnot, but there's kids all over the country like them that are trying to make our communities better, that are trying to really step out and say what it is to be inclusive. Because inclusivity is about everybody. It's not just about certain groups. It's about everybody coming together.
And that's the community aspect of it. And our mission, hashtag KIC, kindness, inclusion, community, that's our mission. But why should it be the dance community's mission also?
Because I think a lot of times that dance gets, especially with the competition aspect or the things on TV, sometimes dance gets a bad rap.
That's true.
There's a lot of negative connotation with the a whole with competition, which is a beautiful thing. I'm a competition judge. It just depends on the culture you have within your studio.
And that's the key. The competition is a great tool. It gives kids a chance to get out and practice and dance and perform. Where would these students get all this time to perform if it wasn't really for competition? So it is the culture of
Yes, but there's not a place, for that rec dancer at competition. So where else can they branch out to? Where else can they, feel important? And where else I bring, my dancers with different abilities as well to competition. They go out and perform in the community with us.
and
So
that's
it's
so
teaching
nice.
everybody that we all have a place at the bar, right? There's a place for everybody at that ballet bar.
Correct. And that's what I love. And that's what, that is the mission of National Dance Foundation. We're a foundation that really just is trying to reach out to people to give that encouragement and that positivity of dance, which you have been essential. I thank you so much for helping us with.
Thank
But
you.
before we go, any closing thoughts?
I would just say that, especially becoming a proud partner or getting ambassadors involved, it's a good way to bring something to your studio to get everybody involved. We did a kindness festival and we did the shout out and the dance. And I have parents that have learned the shout outs and dance before. So, dance is ageless. And that's what I think I love about the National Dance Foundation, because the National Dance Foundation is ageless as well. You can be 4 years old and go out there and do these shout outs. And you can be 85 years old and go out there and do these shout outs. And just to, say that kindness matters, especially in this day and age. Inclusion matters in this day and age. Community matters. And I always say, whenever I'm talking about the National Dance Foundation or even my own, nonprofit team, is that dance makes people happy and happy people make better communities. And I think that's what NDF is all about.
That's a great closing statement. Tiffany, thank you so much out of your busy schedule for taking so much time, one, to become a board member to really help us with that, and two, to join us on our Inside Dance podcast. So
Thank you,
thank you so
Kathy.
much.
Have a great day.
You too.